And we're live. Gonna do some more gold Aurisham conquests. Actually, before we do that, we're gonna change the avatar that I'm using. Back to that old apocalypse. Now we're back in there. Welcome, Catmanda, to the stream. Dinosaur. Corgi? Not entirely certain on that second one. It's funny, I've got a little dashboard here. It tells me how many viewers I have. And, you know, there's a delay. It's a dashboard for a number of different functions. And right now it's reporting 0 viewers. I do not know why you are invisible to me. I don't know if it's a delay or you just kind of got stealth mode on. Welcome. We are, as discussed previously, but just for posterity, this season of Marvel Snap ends in something like 4 or 5 days. And I have something on the order of 15 or something gold tickets left, which go away at the end of those 4 or 5 days. And I need to not necessarily go through all of them, but enough that this is a good use of those resources. Now we're up to 2 viewers. I'm afraid that both you and Birds are real. Let's see. Argument for either Valentina or Ravonna. We'll do Valentina into Ravonna. See how that goes. Or Valentina into something else, potentially. No thank you there. This feels pretty okay. My opponent not running an Aurisham deck. That's confusing. I'm suddenly unmoored. Well, I don't love that. It actually feels quite bad. And I don't know what my opponent is playing. Boy, that is a sick Jeff. Holy shit. Oh my god, I love it. That blue crackle. Well, I'm immediately enthralled. Well, I think I just have to reveal an Enchantress. I don't love doing that. Kill my own Ravonna, but I don't think ultimately that is going to make a difference. Oh, well, hey, fill me up, why not? Don't hate that. Can actually use this Nico to turn off Loki to prevent a forced 4 cubes, because I do not love where we're at right now. We'll see. Opponent not snapping. That's fine. Opponent has Darkhawk. We're gonna get a couple snapshots. Okay, Korg, Titania, Debris, Dr. Octopus. Oh, that feels pretty good. Well, my opponent and I are really in it here. He can Dr. Octopus, unless that got hit by. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. It can be cowardly. Don't like that very much. What we don't want to see, and what would be just kind of an automatic loss, is if my opponent Darkhawk's in the right. Or if Dr. Octopus invites Darkhawk to join the party. Certainly possible. But this is worth snapping for 2. There's the Darkhawk. We probably lose here. And the Shang-Chi for good measure. Fantastic. So there's a miracle draw in the form of a rogue. We have a casual 1 out of 19. That's not it. Seems pretty likely that one of the 2 cards in... Oh my god, it isn't! Oh, man! Right out the gate. So my opponent could have easily bluff snapped me there, and there's nothing I could have done about it, but I guess he doesn't know that. So, we have established that my opponent, probably not one of my 2 viewers right now, or they would have been able to bluff me right out of that game. Now, that said, I have heard tell that Clog is which is what my opponent is running, some kind of Clog junk package, is a good way to deal with my deck. We'll see. That said, I've got plenty of Darkhawk counters in here, but I got to be really cognizant of Green Goblin debris shenanigans. I think that this is probably a snap.
Oh, snap!
I'm gonna Loki a great big fat selection of cards. That said, there is an inherent asymmetry to Darkhawk in his deck versus mine. But I still have the... I was going to say I still have Enchantress and Rogue in the deck, but I'm about to potentially get rid of both of those. Now, do I want to not do that? Is there now an argument to kind of playing things out and using kind of Darkhawk and stuff? I kind of like just slamming a Loki here. I might come to regret this. Alright, so I have drawn some cloggy things. If I am my opponent, I think that probably... Probably a debris mid or left. I guess my opponent could also Hobgoblin right. That would be pretty saucy. Oh no, he can't Hobgoblin. This is only 4 because of my luck. He cannot do any Hobgoblin stuff. Well, we send this. My opponent has done nothing. Does that mean a Darkhawk? His hand probably contains some combination of Darkhawk, Darkhawk. We're good to do... See, if I'm... I think maybe a little bit like this. I'm a little scared of what he's capable of here. If that's Dr. Octopus, we've got a couple good shots at Shang-Chi right now.
I found a rock.
50-50 for some good stuff. That's not what we wanted to see. Not only have I failed to kill his Dr. Yeah, so my opponent, who showed no hesitation retreating last game, has just immediately boomer snapped here, which means that he's got a Darkhawk or anything with more than 7 power left. So we are out of here, but I want to make it clear to him that I'm thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm absolutely going to retreat no matter what. But I don't want him to get it into his head that he can play that game. Had Shang-Chi come down, I would have been in a pretty decent position. Or even not debris and I just don't fill up on the left lane. But it did, so that was a problem. Hmm. 5 energy, you say? Well, Iron Man's a pretty cool card. I can do... This is a little awkward.
Hey man,
Did not
I'm
see a
cool.
full fill white hot room coming. Boy, my opponent really doesn't like snapping. I think that is, in many cases, a snap-worthy situation. If my opponent snaps here, that means that they're going to put a big, nasty Darkhawk right, and there's nothing I can do about that. He has the mana to do it. But my opponent has demonstrated a little bit of cowardice. Not cowardice, just reluctance to snap. So my opponent is completely throwing right. That's cool. There's no way he's going to be able to compete there. Question now is, do I fear... playing around Darkhawk or Dr. Octopus are kind of different things. I don't love Lokiing here. My opponent has a mana to do a lot of different things that he wants to do.
I am Iron Man.
Oh, I guess he only has one card in his hand, so that's something to consider. Well, it's two cards in his hand. See if I discarded anything. I don't think so. My opponent... If this takes Titania... I'm very bad at playing around today. So if this takes Titania... I don't know if Sandman's the right play. We're going to do a Hela.
Minions to me.
Well, that will win the game for me. Question is, can I get away with the Boomer Snap? I really can't imagine I snap and my opponent stays. I think I'm just gonna have to collect these two cubes, or maybe he leaves. But this is certainly a win for me, and I don't think I can extract any more cubes. Absolutely an argument for me to Boomer Snap there. But I just don't think he stays, particularly given that his play was flawed. I think that's all I could have done. I guess snapped earlier. I didn't know I was drawing the rogue, so... I'd find myself uncomfortable playing against this, this kind of clog deck, but that said, I haven't drawn many useful... Like, I haven't seen my blob. I haven't had kind of a playable Enchantress situation. Destroyer's kind of cracked for stuff. This is actually kind of compelling. Destroyer's really good against a lot of these things. Opponent snaps. If I had any kind of anti Darkhawk tech, I would be snapping back lightning fast. As it stands, I don't. So I have no choice but to not snap back, but I will certainly be staying in. I guess this probably means a debris middle. Don't care about that at all. Do I play an Iron Fist? I don't want to. I guess I could do this. Nah, that puts me in an awkward position with my last thing. I'm guessing a debris middle. Yep. Debris middle, and he did a 1-cost card right. I guess that's probably Titania, or... yeah, it feels like a Titania. I guess I'm comfortable... Why is Destroyer... Destroyer should be... Oh, because it's Monster Metropolis. I was wondering why it wasn't shrunk. Hey, Beesworth. Yeah, welcome to Marvel Snap. I know it's your favorite. A cool thing here that I'm getting rid of, I imagine I'm not going to have, or I'm unfortunately going to have priority going into the last turn, because having my hidden Darkhawk, my hidden Shang-Chi on the right is pretty sick, as it stands. Actually, I don't want an Iron Fist. I would much rather have the Loki cards. I mean, this could be a Colossal Darkhawk. Ah. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be good. He's full up. Oh no, that happens before the Hobgoblin. Oh, devastating. Devastating. Well, that feels real bad, actually. I can move... Does he have priority? No, unfortunately, I have priority. I can move Destroyer over here, and that's enough to win. That ordering was terrible. And if we assume that that is... a... shoot, what is Titania. I'm going to reveal first. So this one card gives me the Titania. Two cards takes the Titania away. And 3 cards gives me the Titania again. And I have a win on the... I'm snapping back. I think that I might lose this. But I think that I win... I'm going to win middle, and I think I can win one of the other 2 lanes, and I'm assuming that that is a Titania. Oh, well, that maybe is a problem. I assumed that he was not going to be able to do a 1-drop on top of the other things.
Hey, you found a rook.
Oh, it's only a tie middle! Oh, devastating. I forgot about losing 3 power because of the Monster Metropolis. That was dumb of my part. Also, I forgot, this is a thing I learned in a previous game, that happened here, but was not actually relevant. So, Thena triggers whenever 2 cards are played. But it does not work with Dark Dimension. So even though I played 2 cards in those last turn, because it was involved with Dark Dimension, did not trigger. And as a result, I didn't get the extra power. Now, ultimately, that did not make a difference. But that is a thing I guess I should have been aware of. Now... I have to be very... My opponent has White Widow, Green Goblin, and Debris. Well, Debris is not a big. It has White Widow. If they have White Widow, they're going to play it middle, and I have no indication of whether they would have it or. I think I just kind of have to Namor here. Ah, shit. That's probably a seal in my coffin. I had to do that because if they had White Widow, they were going to play it middle, and I was going to lose that lane. This gives me a discounted Mockingbird, and I can make some stuff happen, but now he has a pretty okay opportunity to take middle. That said, he actually has to play some decently sized things, so there's that. I'm going to play the Fury here. I don't want to fill up on... Or do I? No, I don't want to fill up just yet. This could be some kind of White Widow thing.
Still believe
and I very much would like the opportunity to put, yeah. Kind of my own stuff there. I think we do this. He's actually not going to be able to play Darkhawk. I guess I guess I'm afraid of a Debris right would be a likely thing for him to do. And ultimately, this is more power there. Well, no problem. I get to do it again. I guess the only question is, do I want to actually Loki? I don't think there's a ton that he can do here under the... I think that I just win this lane with Loki, and then I have maybe more options. Yeah, this Loki is the play here. If he's smart, he needs to play a big card at Bar Sinister right now.
victory.
Yeah, he kind of boxed himself in there. He needed to Shang-Chi the following turn, but that wouldn't have been enough power. I could see why he did what he did. He just didn't have the right cards. Enchantress, really cool to have. Like to see it. I think I need to get this Black Knight out of my hand. Normally, this is not something I would throw down on turn one. Probably just going to clog myself more than anything else, but I very much want to maximize my ability to draw here. Yeah, there's that White Widow. That's compelling. That's also pretty compelling. What do we do here? I do not want to throw... I certainly could Nick Fury, but I kind of like continuing to draw here. I anticipate putting my own Dr. Octopus in the Baxter building next turn. Oh, that's good. Maybe I just do that. That's actually sick. I guess I'm a little afraid now of his Dr. Octopus, but I've got some pretty good hits. Yeah, this Lady Deathstrike. This is a snap, even if we weren't in this situation. But get out of here, cards. I don't know what two cards he played there. The Titania. I guess the first card is the Titania. He's trying to fill me up. Yep. Not today, sir. I kind of like this Dr. Octopus. I imagine that this is exactly what he's about to do to me. But... kind of like getting this rock out of my hand because I anticipate a Dr. Octopus right from him. Oh, I hate that. I really hate that. So, if that's his Dr. Octopus, we have very much want to get... Okay, I guess that clears some stuff up. Shang-Chi. It would be a lovely thing to pull. That said, he's already ahead on power by a couple. Can we get Shang-Chi one time? We cannot. Enchantress is pretty cool, but I think that actually the rest of his cards are just too big. What was the other thing it pulled? Gilgamesh? Yeah, I don't think that's enough. That is kind of devastating. But that said, like, how does he get over the top of the other things? I can play 2 cards here. Yeah, that was just Dr. Octopus giving him the lane and my ability to not play anything. If I'm him, I think I probably move Jeff and play 1 card. Well, how many cards is he? He only has 1 card in his hand. This is actually a bummer because he can move Jeff. If I'm him, I move Jeff left and play my 1 card middle and take the Titania back. And I don't know if there's anything I could do about that. I could certainly... Well, no, that's not true. I can play... Oh, now here's the mind games. I guess it's this, and if he psychs me out into handing over the Titania for the win, I have to respect it. I think he's going to play his 1 card mid, and we'll just trade the Titania back and forth. So I've added the most power that I can, and if it's enough, it's enough. If it's not, it's not. Excellent. Give me the Titania. I can't believe I was able to win that in the previous one. This is a moral victory so far. I gave him 8 cubes, but I was going to give him 4 cubes no matter what. And the fact that I was able to navigate the past 2 games, pretty substantial. I'm pretty sweet. That's it. Don't love Luke's bar. Can he get over to Luke's bar? Let me look here. Yeah, he's got Jeff. He's got Jeff and White Widow allow him to take Luke's bar. I can do things like Valentina and just try and fill up my hand. I don't think that's ultimately going to work. If I draw Agent Coulson... there's Arnim Zola. That's literally a very reasonable way to get over. We'll see how things go. Enchantress is pretty cool. Now the trick here, if I'm going to do Arnim Zola to get over to Luke's bar, I'd very much like to isolate a singular powerful card. But that's kind of hard to do in a clog situation, which is what I'm currently facing. So if that's White Widow, I'm not thrilled about it. Well, also not thrilled about that either. That allows, he can just keep debrising. You know, this is not ideal. If I Arnim Zola in either lane, and I'm even successful, a debris in Luke's bar just fills it up. I think I just have to pass here. I would expect another, debris Luke's bar. So let's see, turn 4. Yeah, this is very tough. He can easily, this is a lot of psychological warfare. I can, fill up one of these lanes. Excuse me, if I don't fill up one of these lanes, it's very likely that he's going to just do another kind of block situation. And I have no way to get over. We just try this and hope for the best. Hopefully it's a Goblin or Titania. Yep, I like that. Okay, alright. I did what I needed to do there. Okay. Nick Fury sticks in Luke's bar. Nick Fury sticks in Luke's bar. The question now, am I expecting a Hobgoblin on the right lane? Because this is kind of for all the marbles right now. If he well, I guess there's nothing I can really do. If he Hobgoblins right lane, and I play nothing, of course I lose. If he Hobgoblins right lane and I throw an armor down, he goes down to -8. But if he plays Darkhawk, I'm just cooked. So I'm afraid of one of the goblins. He's got 6 cards in his hand. I'm going to armor. Or, yeah, I'm going to armor. And that's it. Like, this is all... We hope that that's Hobgoblin.
Who'd they dig up this time?
We hope it's Hobgoblin and he doesn't have Darkhawk in his hand. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I've lost the game. Well, I guess what I needed to do was Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Yeah, that's just it is what it is with Clog. I just have nothing. I guess I could Spectrum and hope that he doesn't get too cute with like putting a card in the right lane. This is the only play that I have. But that said, if he has any kind of skill, he's just going to win here.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah. He had Darkhawk in hand. I was actually cooked either way, and he just wins.
Hey man, I'm cool.
Well, that's just Cog for you. We did what we could. I'm super, super happy with how I played that. I blocked his White Widow. That would have locked me out. I blocked his Dr. Octopus, because there was no... Or I blocked his 5-drop that was going to fill me up. He just did what he needed to do with double debris on Luke's bar after I had played 2 cards. Yeah, I wonder if Clog is the way to beat this deck. That said, that's an incredibly unfortunate location combo. So it is what it is. I guess I'm down to 11 gold tickets, so that's cool. We do need to get through these. 11? Was that right? Yeah, 11. That's a manageable number. I like, it's a personal preference, I enjoy losing, if I have to lose. I like losing on gold 2. Losing in gold 1 just makes you feel like a chump. And then losing in gold 3, you know, I could have done all this stuff differently. Losing on gold 2, I don't hate it. We'll do Valentina here. Hopefully this doesn't Space Throne or anything similarly awful. Don't love that, actually. Do we want to do any kind of Thena chicanery? I don't think so. I think we even we do not play Thena. And my opponent is running Arsham. I'll just get a Loki down. Feels like a Loki for my opponent as well. Oh.
Squad still.
Well, Darkhawk Mystique is devastating. Question is, can I hold it?
Taking aim.
Playing Darkhawk and Mystique on Sinister London is going to be just unwinnable for my opponent. However, I need to throw a priority in order for that to make any kind of sense. I could just do nothing until the last turn, but I do like... I do like getting Sarah down. question from Beesworth. Do you have any idea who most of these characters are, or just within the context of the game? It's a mixed bag. I have a pretty intimate familiarity with Marvel Snap generally. Sorry, Marvel properties generally. And I get down to about medium cuts. Like, I know Arishem, I know Black Knight, but like Darkhawk, no, I have no idea. I would say Sarah, I think, is from a Todd McFarlane thing, but I'm not 100%. So I would say more... Valentina, I think, is the Thunderbolts girl. So I'd say most, but certainly not all. So my opponent cooks me if they have Blob. Do I want to do some kind of... I don't know how I do or don't want to focus my power. 3-1. Yeah, I guess we'll do Arishem here and chill. If they have the ability to turn off Sinister London here, or if this is a blob. Oh, very nice. Here we come with Sinister London on Zola. What'll it be? Nick Fury adding a ton of cards. What's even happening?
They dig up this time. I still believe in heroes.
Ah, so my opponent is Red Hulk. That is good to know. What we can actually do here, amusingly, is force... Because I don't think I can compete on points right. But maybe making a single big thing go left. Makes sense. No, that's not going to be enough power. I think I want everything right. But then is Red Hulk too big? I maybe screwed myself up by playing a card on Lich and Gula. This is mathematically complex, you guys. So I'm forcing my cards to go right, but if he does a Red Hulk... there's an argument to leave here, but I'm out of time, and this is simply too strong to do nothing of. If my opponent plays Blob, I'm just super cooked. But I think I can win this. I would have preferred the cards to go the other way. I don't think that this is enough. Because his Red Hulk is going to grow at the end of this turn. Oh, it maybe wouldn't have been enough anyway. Yeah, it wouldn't have been enough anyway. Yeah, I cooked myself by playing Arishem on top of Lich and Gula. That added 12 power, ultimately. Oh, actually, that would have been 88 to 87. Yeah, I don't know. So if I hadn't played on anything on Lich and Gula and the cards have swapped differently, that would have gone differently. It's fine. I played that fine. My opponent played that well, too. But, you know, Beesworth, to your question, they introduce a new card in Marvel Snap every single week. And they try and keep a month, like, consistent. Like, for example, right now, it's the Eternals month. And every character introduced this month was related to the Eternals or was an Eternal. So they try and keep it thematically appropriate, but they got to get one character. That's 52 characters introduced per year. That's a lot. And as a result, they can't all be first-tier X-Men, as it were. And so there's quite a bit that I don't know. Is Blade worth playing? I think no. And Catmana, to answer your question, I do not know much about... now we'll do Blade. This is maybe dumb, actually. I am taking off some power on the board. Oh, that's smart. Blob is a mutant whose power is being really fat and impervious, like as fat as impervious. And we actually talked about this in the movie. Blob briefly made an appearance in one of the X-Men movies, I believe X-Men Origins. Now, having Rogue here is compelling. I kind of like staying for... I have Rogue Absorbing Man. There's a real argument to be leaving, but having Rogue Absorbing Man is pretty huge here. Oh, that's what that means. In one of the X-Men films, X-Men Origins, I think, one of Wolverine's military buddies is in the film, who would later become the Blob. He doesn't really do much, or isn't very blobbish in the film. However, he is played by the actor who was in the Abigail movie, and that French Canadian kind of lummox. Now this is I can do interesting things with if I don't know if he's moving his Darkhawk or not. If he did not have... God, this is tough. If he did not have the ability to move with New York, I can just... Oh, Absorbing Man doesn't work. Of course. I can only steal it once. I think I just leave.
Escaped.
That said, the character himself, not that interesting. The comic, certainly in the movie, he wasn't that interesting. And the comic Blob, kind of, who cares? But he is I really enjoy the card. I really enjoy the Blob card in Marvel Snap. I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know a lot of origin stories. A lot of the Marvel stuff I know is from cartoons, or I'm reading the Wikipedia thing. So I don't have a lot of these questions, a lot of answers to these questions. Yeah, my opponent is just getting better Arisham RNG than I am. And that's fine, because sometimes it gives and sometimes it takes away. Well, didn't know that. I wonder, is the comic in which the Blob... Is X-Men 3 have a ton of value associated with it, I wonder. Now, I can do fun things like... I guess I probably Absorbing Man again, and I could play Nimrod into Danger Room and hope for the best. That said, my hand is not good. I need my opponent to brick pretty hard on what's going on. Odin. Yeah, Catmanda raises an interesting... Yeah, we can play Nimrod, and if it dies, I could Phoenix Force the Nimrod. Oh, man, everything's coming together. That's pretty funny. I'll snap it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I can rogue his Darkhawk, which is probably going to be more than he can deal with. And hopefully I can get away with this, because he'll think that my snap in a moment is related to my successful Nimrodding and Phoenix Force play here. Actually was a very real argument. I was like, maybe even we want that to die. So what I've done is taken priority, and I maybe did not want to do that. So I can rogue, and actually Absorbing Man doesn't work because rogue stops being an on reveal unless he plays Blob right now. So what we're doing here is, what does he like to do? If I'm him, I'm gonna play a big banger middle probably. haven't discarded anything, right? No. I think we do this. No. Meh. Very good. Yeah, the blob is worth $1,000. Hello, Gamer Trophy 65. Good to see you again. Beesworth, have I explained while you're around the significance of the Arashim card that was added to Marvel Snap this week? And you might think, I don't know or I don't care, but I think I can actually... Okay, yeah. Well, that favors him. Yeah, it introduces chaos, and it's so popular right now that everyone's playing it, so we're getting some double chaos. And as it happens, I have Blob Mystique, so I'm just snapping. My opponent is in a better position than I am, but I am behind in cubes, and this is a minor edge that I think I can push. Now, I will almost certainly continue playing Arashim after the chaos dies down, or after the novelty wears down, because I really enjoy the chaos. However, I think that most people are going to move away from it. And so I'm really looking forward to the day when the novelty wears off and I can just have my fun. Now, that said, in my opponents, I have seen, of my opponent, exactly 4 cards from his main deck. I guess probably Cersei, something that he runs. Oh, Hellcow's a cool thing to have him get rid of, or to have him pop into. So I have no earthly idea what actual cards are in his deck that I need to be worried about. He probably has a Shang-Chi and ways to deal with Blob and stuff, but we're just going for it. To answer your question, I'm doing okay. I'm getting trucked reasonably hard here in this game. Or I guess in this conquest, but like my opponent is playing well, we're getting a little bit unlucky. Yeah, I am fine with that snap. I have the ability to Mystique and Shang-Chi next turn. The question is, do I want to kind of compete for left? I kind of think I do not want to do that. So now, if my opponent has Shang-Chi, I just lose. But I am in a pretty good position. My opponent plays their own Mystique, or Absorbing Man, right. I'm probably not in a good position, and downright will lose. However, if my opponent puts up more numbers left or middle, I think I've got them. So we're doing all we can. I can beat that. I beat that twice. That is a big win for us. Get out of here. Baku can't save you now.
Victory!
Ironically, I don't think that my opponent or I... Did I get a Loki one game? I haven't seen my opponent's Loki. Obviously has one. But he's not been getting lucky, quote-unquote, that way. Question. When should you start playing Conquest? I don't know if there is a reason to not at least try. And the thing is, in, I believe, all conquests except for the maximum one, which is to say, and hang on, do I want to, how big, I'm debating how big I want to push for White Hot Room. I don't think I do. there's matchmaking at the collection level. Doesn't matter how winning you are or losing you are, the game will do its best to not match you with people who have a ton more cards than you. So even though 400 is not a very high collection level, I think that there's other people who are playing Conquest who have a similar collection level, probably not too far from you in skill, up or down. Oh, look at this. The plays are real. And you can have a good time with it. So this is tricky. I'm drawing cards, but board space is rapidly running out, and I don't have a gigantic banger to be able to throw down. I think I just have to hold... Yeah, this is not a great spot. I would like very much to... Well, if that means that my opponent is filling... I do have tools. Oh my god, do I want to risk it all here? I think I kind of do. This is not ideal. This is not the smartest way to play this, but I just want to get this over with and kind of keep the train moving. So if my opponent like just wins outright with the next play, I have to allow it. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, that's fine. Simple blob. We don't hate that. We could beat Simple Blob. We don't overly love him doing a like a Mystique middle or a Mystique left or a Absorbing Man middle or left. It seems like a likely thing, but I think I have to take this Shang-Chi now. And it is what it is. Well, that said, I do have the ghost of it all. No, I think I have to go for this and then evaluate my options. I mean, does that mean he's going to turn Limbo off? Could this be some sort of Legion middle? Nah, because I beat that. Alright, we're doing this, and this is maybe ill-advised. Okay, fine. You can blow up my Shang-Chi. We don't hate that. Alright. 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 That's a... So I cannot... what's it called? Miss Marvel middle does not work right. I can tie left with Swordmaster. Or I could just throw White Hot Room. I don't like throwing White Hot Room, because if he plays one massive card middle, which I think is a likely thing, we just lose. I think this is the play, and he can win. I think he just plays any additional card left, and then he can pretty easily get bigger than 7 middle. I can possibly win here, but I think my opponent is favored, and that's kind of fine. I think we played this as best we can. May the best man win. Now, oh, what's this? Oh, I think we beat that just fine. I think we just won. Wow. I guess he was just banking on me not being able to deal with the blob, and that was aggressive.
Victory.
I'm very surprised I was able to win that. I guess there's any number of cards that he could have blinked into that give him the win. Whatever. So a word on Conquest. I don't think Conquest is good. I play Conquest because I guess I'm naturally predisposed to enjoying this a little bit more. I'm a little bit more risk adverse, and I don't like seeing my rank go up and down. I like to get a very high rank, like I get to infinite very quickly at the beginning of a season. Admire my really big number. The highest I've ever been is 74th in the world, and as you can see, I'm currently close to 16,000. because they just don't touch the mode. I think that mode is better, and if you do not hate like playing regular Marvel Snap, that's the way to go. It's simply the games are quick, you're in, you're out, you can retreat, you snap, and you have all this fun. Conquest is a lot sweatier. There's flaws in kind of how it's just set up, and the reason that I play it is because I get little rewards from it, and I'm just risk averse. So just because I do Conquest, this should not be like an endorsement of it. I really, really feel that for most people, it's not the way to go. That's it. People like it. I half like it. Maybe it's for you. Absolutely no reason to not try. Proving Grounds is free. You can just play Proving Grounds and have a nice time, and no harm, no foul. Absolutely no risk. Well, my opponent, running Arisham, of course. Never a doubt. I've got Agent Coulson into Loki, which is a fantastic line. Snap-worthy, but not snap-backable worthy. See what my opponent does. If I don't like his... Ah, maybe he's snapping on Fastos is why they liked it. I kind of like snapping back here. I'm doing it. That's not the most well-advised thing. But I've got more cards. I'm going to get a bigger Loki. I just kind of think that a player that... I don't think Fastos is particularly good, and I'm kind of profiling my opponent that I think I'm going to be able to make this better. Oh, Captain Marvel, you say? Question, do I want to do... something like this is... I know that my opponent has Shang-Chi. Maybe I don't want to do... Many lines here. I can get a biggish Captain Marvel starting to grow here, but then I open myself up to a Shang-Chi in the left, and I certainly am not playing Blob right or middle until the last turn. Kind of like this. Definite argument to not do what I'm just doing right now, but we're going to see how it goes. Ah! Alright, well. Blob calculus changes dramatically. If I play a blob this turn, he gets a colossal blob, and we certainly are not playing that game. I can do something like a Kraven. That'll make Captain Marvel a little juicier. I think that this is probably workable. Guess would I rather give him a Legion or a Coulson? I don't know. Darkhawk is a pretty compelling card. What's gonna be bigger? So, if he plays a blob, Darkhawk gets kind of small, or does it? I don't know. I don't know how this works. I don't anticipate him finding the line of playing a Shang-Chi right. This feels pretty good to me. Shang-Chi not going to hit anything, but it adds a little bit of power so that if Captain Marvel can move and win middle, she'll do so. We're playing for 8. That's fine. Lots of things that beat me. Many that don't. But I do fully respect a Legion on Machine World. That is zany business, and I'm here for it. Oh my god! My random Shang-Chi left just cooks him. Well, I guess my Captain Marvel would have moved for the win anyway. But that's just devastating. Get out of here. Get out of my game. Loki in hand, we snap.
Oh, snap.
Not broadly always true, but given my opponent's deficit, we do that. Dewey Jean Grey, that makes things kind of awkward for both of us. It's more power, but really, really changes things. I think I'm comfortable not doing that. There's a real argument to doing that, but I'll just take the extra card. I will not mess around with Jean Grey messing things up there. And Darkhawk and a Blob are just killer. We have a couple options here. If we think my opponent, like, this is a very, I don't know if I'd like that. There's no real reason to mess around with the with playing a Blob on Hala. What, 17 cards and 17 cards. I'm not doing that. Consider doing, oh no, Darkhawk Hala, maybe that was. Darkhawk Hala, that would have been a fun line. I probably could have seen that. Alright, what feels best here? Actually, I guess we'll do White Widow into Darkhawk. Ooh! Opponent's hand, very good. Well, how's he playing all these cards? I guess Jet does that for you. Oh, and a double Quinjet. I did not anticipate a fill left. I guess I probably could have done White Widow that way. And welcome to the party, Makari. Shang-Chi, love to see it. Notably, Shang-Chi's going to go right. Question is, does he have a way to deal with Shang-Chi? He's got a bunch of cards in his hand, including many 6-cost cards. I kind of like not competing at all left, recognizing that Shang-Chi's going to go over there. I could get a little bit. I mean, I could do this. Is this smarter? Maybe this is smarter. Make him play for all 3 lanes. I think we do this. There's many things I lose to here, but many things that I do not. Rogue beats me there, but goes to the left, and I still win right lane.
Enchantress.
Does this cook my...
The mystery.
Oh, that maybe is enough to win across all the lanes. Yeah, that's funny. That's a funny way to win. We'll take that loss. Mostly because it's funny. Oh yes, yeah. I was like, wait, that's confusing, but no, that's the quote unquote my rogue from Loki. The thing I could have done differently there. There was a line 2 turns ago I could have done that maybe would have resulted in a different thing. Ultimately, it's fine. Blob rogue pretty good. I think we just continue the snapping thing. We're in it for speed. We're very ahead, and certainly not giving him a free retreat right now.
Opponent snapped.
Hand's gonna get pretty full pretty quick, but Blob on 5 with the ability to rogue pretty strong. I mean, there's a real argument to just roguing now. I don't know if that's correct or not. There's a real argument to not doing this. I kind of like this. This allows me to Nick Fury next turn. This is the fork of the game. This might end up winning me the game where I otherwise wouldn't, or it might end up losing me the game where I otherwise wouldn't. We'll see. Oh, shit, I hope that I take the Quinjet. Okay, we'd like to see that. I would rather him not have the draw, so we Nick Fury over here, and then we're going to have a lot of options with my Quinjet, depending on what he plays. Well, we're now extra glad we took the
Squad
Quinjet.
still a little light.
Giganto, sure, is of course Shang-Chi bait, and he's got a, I guess does he only have 3 Loki cards? I don't think he's gonna get Asgard. We'll see. I'm not gonna be spreading around the Shang-Chi targets. So if he wants to compete that way, he's got work to do. And a benefit of not owning Darkhawk is that when your opponent Loki's, he can't get your Darkhawk that you don't have. I guess the dream here is that my opponent fills left in an attempt to get Asgard, but I don't think that's going to happen. Or maybe they do a hero Shang-Chi, I don't know. That's...
I still believe in heroes.
Opponent gonna re-Loki, maybe? I don't love playing Blob here because Blob can be, what is the word I am looking for? Blob can be rogued, and he is maybe gonna Loki a pretty full friggin' hand here. Yeah, of course, with 6 mana. Yeah, that's. I think we like this more. And then depending on where we end up next turn, if he wants to Shang-Chi, he's going to have to do it in at least 2, maybe even 3 different slots. So my opponent Loki's gets himself 4 cards. Double Mockingbird I don't love to see. Alright, so if my opponent Shang-Chi's left, they go up to 14. And I can get up to 13 with Doctor Doom, so that's not going to work. Them getting double Mockingbird was kind of unfortunate. That's a lot of power. So I can certainly blob, which is, you know, guaranteed 15 power, but that's that would be it. I'm taking heart in the fact that he only pulled 4 cards, but and do I have priority? No, he has priority. Do we like something like this? I'm spreading it real thin here. I think I like this more than just a simple blob. And if he Shang-Chi's left 8, 13, 5, 11, 14. I think that we're going to do this and just hope for the best. Oh, I didn't see that line. I don't think that I...
Doom rules all.
No. Well, that would have been a tie anyway. So what was the other line I was thinking of? It's just a blob middle. That wasn't going to get there. And had I done Doom in another location, I'd lose on points, I think. Oh, well played by my opponent. The double Loki having pulled 2 Mockingbirds, that was very unlucky on my part, but he put himself in that position. That's what he needed to do. Is this still only for 1 cube? Well, we're doing it again. We got ourselves Loki in hand. We keep the train rolling. We like our Danger Room cards surviving. That's pretty cool. There's a blob. Maybe I no longer want to Loki. Double Fastos, a little scary, I guess. I think I want a Loki. There's a real argument to not doing that with this hand. But I want to do it. Now, double Fastos with Quinjet. Like, my opponent's in a pretty good spot. Let's see how good a spot I can get. Oh, I am also in a pretty good spot. We'll do a little of that business. Now, I kind of want to not have priority. I could just skip, and then Dark Hawk Shang-Chi last turn. There's a real argument to doing that. Man. This, again, I find myself in the situation where, no, I kind of like White Widowing here. Yeah, now my opponent has, very limited options. But, you know, he does run Legion. I have to remember that. My opponent main decks Legion. Yeah, this is tough. No, I mean, having any one particular card in your hand makes it... I really don't want priority. Do I play nothing? Ah, man. Playing nothing. And my opponent legions here. More power to them. They did exactly what they needed to do. Well, that's it. If, we can game this out. If my opponent legions, like this just wins. This just wins. Does this just win? If my opponent legions, this wins. If my Orca survives, and assuming that my Orca survives. Well, that's not Legion. That'll be a good game, as they say. Well played. So, as it happens, my White Widow middle really was important. Juggernaut, with priority on Sinister London, would have I can't imagine I would have been able to see that coming and play around that. Unless it did some kind of weird bounce and then bounce back. But even that I don't think works. Anyway. A win's a win. We take that. And we keep the gold train going. Oh my gosh, my opponent... I kind of thought my opponent was not terribly high. But 21,000 is an incredibly high collection level. Let's keep it going. Playing against Arisham in Conquest, very challenging. I do not envy my opponents, and I really look forward to when the hype dies down and the meta shifts on, and I can kind of still do exactly this. Very quickly. They are not playing. Arisham. That said, in all likelihood, they've got themselves a little Darkhawk business going, and I don't have a way to deal with that just yet.
This land can never be fully known.
Well, this is awkward. I'm snapping here, and if my opponent shows any signs of aggression or good draws, I think I'm comfortable getting out of here, but I can put rocks in my deck, and they're just not in a great spot unless they started with Darkhawk in their hand, and that feels a little weird. Ah, that actually turns off my Miss Marvel. I don't like that. Now, does Arrow bring it over? I think it might.
Opponent snapped.
I said I would retreat. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. Oh, I wasn't thinking about the priority thing. Yep, that's maybe a bit of a blunder here. So I can do... What can I do here? Could try and get cute and Absorbing Man, arrow something to the left. Can try... Nick Fury's a 4-drop, 5-drop. Something like this.
Squad's still a little light.
Blob, really good. You might have just a giant. Oh, we like that. That's very good. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's possible I might have this. I might not. So... He would need to play a big card... Kind of like this. Kind of like this. 15, 17. Yeah, I'm still... If he has a 5-drop and a cheap 1-drop, he can get over the top, but I don't think that he does that. Yes! Yes! Get out of my game! God, I'm so good at Marble Snap, you guys. Oh my god. It's unfair! Oh. Opponent doesn't leave, though. And I respect that. And if I lose over 5-1, I will feel bad. But God, I'm really good at Marble Snap sometimes. Sure. I'll maybe even snap this. Not because this is particularly strong, but if my opponent has shown aggression, and if he is not snapped by now, I expect that he... doesn't have himself the most amazing hand. We don't love Apocalypse, but, you know, there's worse. Get the Coulson down, Black Widow for later. So we'd like to see Ultron. Ultron one time? Also Apocalypse, that's fine. So now we know that my opponent does have Green Goblin. We don't love that that exists, but my opponent does have Green Goblin. Do I just have to do this? You really like to see Green Goblin there. One time, Green Goblin? Yes! Yes! Get out of my game! Whew! Alright, well, that feels pretty good. By the way, how many cards can I pull in here? All. He's now dry. One rock. Shang-Chi. Okay, fine. His own Dr. Octopus. I'm down to one card. My Black Widow gonna get friggin' huge! Now the question is... Oh my god, it's a tie! Didn't see that coming. Just go ahead and stop his draw here. Yeah, I've got him. There's no way that he gets big enough. What is this, Hobgoblin? Yeah, you're not drawing any more cards. Yeah, we win! Yes!
Victory.
Get out of my game! And that, folks, as they say, is an infinity ticket. It feels good. It feels good. Awesome. Well, I'm looking at 2 viewers, and I don't know if it's Trojan, friends, loved ones, or just folks that just came to pop in and lurk. Let me thank you guys, whoever the 2 of you are. Yeah, Trojan, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Thank you for the nice job. I appreciate you hanging out. I'm pretty new at this. I'm doing my best for entertaining content. And we're doing this to entertain. And the fact that you're hanging out means a lot. So thank you for hanging out. We'll be streaming more this weekend. It is going to be oppressively hot outside, and I will not want to be out there. I want to be in here playing Marvel Snap with you guys. Appreciate you hanging out. And we'll see you again soon.